You eat eggs, maybe scrambled, maybe fried, maybe baked into half the food in your kitchen, but every single one of those eggs came from basically one animal, the chicken. Out of the millions of species on Earth that lay eggs, humanity picked one and built an entire industry around it. So why do we almost never eat eggs from anything else? The answer isn't taste. It's a mix of biology, math, and one strange evolutionary loophole that made the chicken unbeatable. And the first surprise is this: we actually eat way more kinds of eggs than you think. Because the idea that we never eat other eggs is a myth. Look closer, and humans eat eggs from a shocking range of creatures. Duck eggs are richer and bigger than chicken eggs, and prized across Asia and Europe. Quail eggs, tiny and speckled, are a delicacy on nearly every continent. People eat goose eggs, turkey eggs, even ostrich eggs. A single ostrich egg is the largest cell produced by any living animal, weighs around 1.4 kilograms, and can take 90 minutes to hard boil. One ostrich egg equals about 2 dozen chicken eggs. Scramble one, and you could feed a whole family breakfast from a single shell. And it doesn't stop at birds. We eat fish eggs constantly, you just call them by fancier names. Caviar is nothing but the salted eggs of sturgeon, and top-grade caviar sells for thousands of dollars per kilo, making fish eggs some of the most expensive food on the planet. That orange topping on sushi? Salmon roe. The tiny crunchy beads on your rolls? Flying fish eggs. Humans have been eating fish eggs for thousands of years. In parts of Mexico, people eat escamoles, often called insect caviar, harvested from the nests of ants. In the Philippines, balut is a developed duck egg, eaten straight from the shell. So the real question was never, why don't we eat other eggs? We do. The real question is, out of all of them, why did the chicken crush the competition so completely that it became the default? And that's where it gets interesting. Here's the first reason, and it's the big one. Chickens are basically egg-producing machines that never stop. A wild bird might lay a handful of eggs once a year during one breeding season, and then it's done. A chicken? A single hen can lay around 300 eggs per year, nearly one every single day. That's not natural. It's the result of thousands of years of selective breeding, but the raw potential was there. And here's the part most people don't realize. A hen doesn't need a male anywhere near her to do it. The eggs you eat are unfertilized. She produces them on a near-daily cycle no matter what, the same way biologically that a body runs a regular reproductive rhythm whether or not reproduction is happening. That means one hen is a constant, renewable food supply. You don't kill her. You don't wait for a season. She just keeps delivering. Now compare that to almost any other egg-laying animal, and you'll see why they never stood a chance. Take reptiles. Snakes, lizards, turtles, crocodiles, they all lay eggs, and humans have eaten some of them. But there are problems. Most reptiles lay a small clutch just once or a few times a year, nowhere near the daily output of a hen. Their eggs are often leathery rather than hard-shelled, which means they don't travel or store nearly as well. And crucially, most reptiles are difficult or impossible to farm efficiently. Many are predators that need live food, space, and specific temperatures, making them far more expensive to keep than a chicken that happily eats scraps and grain. Turtle eggs have been eaten in many cultures, but sea turtles reproduce slowly and are now endangered, so harvesting their eggs is illegal in most of the world. The math simply doesn't work. Why farm an animal that gives you a dozen eggs a year and bites, when a chicken gives you 300 and eats your leftovers? Now, here's a twist you might not have considered. What about mammals? Why don't we eat eggs from cows, or pigs, or any of the animals we already farm by the millions? The answer is beautifully simple. Mammals don't lay eggs. That's practically the definition of being a mammal, with one bizarre exception. There are exactly 5 species of mammal on Earth that do lay eggs: the platypus and 4 kinds of echidna, all found in Australia and New Guinea. They're called monotremes, living relics from an ancient branch of the mammal family tree. So technically, mammal eggs exist, but you will never see them on a menu because platypuses and echidnas are rare, protected, lay only a tiny number of eggs, and are nearly impossible to farm. The only mammal eggs in existence belong to some of the strangest, most legally protected animals alive. That door is closed before it even opens. So birds win on quantity, reptiles lose on farming, and mammals barely lay eggs at all. But there's another reason the chicken egg specifically became the gold standard, and it's sitting right in your hand every time you hold one: the shell. A chicken egg comes in a hard, rigid, calcium carbonate shell, a natural, sealed, sterile container. It protects the contents from bacteria, it stacks and transports without spilling, and it can sit in cool storage for weeks. Nature basically pre-packaged this food for shipping. Fish eggs, by contrast, are soft, wet, and spoil fast, which is exactly why we eat them salted, cured, or fresh at the source, never boiled in a shell. A leathery reptile egg doesn't offer the same tidy protection. The humble chicken egg is one of the best designed food storage systems on the planet, and no one designed it, it just happened to be perfect for us. And then there's size, which matters more than you'd think. A chicken egg is almost exactly the right amount for one person to cook and eat in one go. An ostrich egg feeds a crowd, but is a hassle for a single meal. A quail egg is a cute bite, but you'd need 6 just to match one chicken egg. Chicken eggs hit the sweet spot, big enough to be worth cooking, small enough to be practical, cheap enough that almost anyone can afford them. It's the Goldilocks size of the egg world. But here's the reason all of this locked in permanently: the final twist: domestication. Chickens descend from the wild jungle fowl of Southeast Asia, and humans have been keeping them for thousands of years. Some evidence suggests over 3,500 years, possibly much longer. In all that time, we didn't just tame them, we reshaped them. Every generation, humans kept the hens that laid the most eggs, the biggest eggs, the most reliable eggs, and bred them together. Over thousands of years, that turned a bird that laid maybe a dozen eggs a season into a machine that lays almost every day. No other egg-laying animal got that treatment. We poured thousands of years of selective breeding into the chicken and almost none into anything else. So the gap between chickens and every other egg layer didn't just exist, it grew, generation after generation, until it became a canyon. The chicken didn't win because its eggs taste better, it won because we spent millennia making it win. So put it all together and the picture is clear. We don't avoid other animals' eggs, we eat duck, quail, goose, ostrich, fish, and even ant eggs. But the chicken beat every one of them because it laid more eggs, more often, in a tougher shell, at a perfect size, for a cheaper price, and because we spent thousands of years bending its biology toward exactly that. Reptiles couldn't keep up on volume. Mammals barely lay eggs at all. Fish eggs spoiled too fast to package. And the platypus, the one mammal that could technically compete, is a protected oddity locked away on the far side of the world, which leaves you with one strange realization the next time you crack one open. That ordinary egg in your pan isn't ordinary at all. It's the winner of a competition that ran for thousands of years, across millions of species, judged entirely by what was easiest, cheapest, and most reliable for humans to eat. Out of every egg on Earth, this is the one that won. And it won so completely that most people go their whole lives never once wondering why there's only ever one kind of egg in the carton.